It's important to know that on our Earth, the workings of the elements in the most supple form is evolving off in exactly the same manner as in the human body. So by drawing analogies to the human body, you will certainly find out how to draw the parallel to the elements and state that the analogy with the human body seems justified. The earthly element implies the four-pole magnet with its polarity and the effect of the other elements. The fiery principle in its active form causes the vivifying principle in nature, and in the negative form the destructive and disintegrating one. The principle of water in its negative form is operating in the contrary effect. The principle of air with its bipolar polarity represents the neutral, the balancing and the preserving essence in nature. The earth element, according to its peculiarity of cohesion, has as its basis the two great fundamental elements of fire and water, together with the neutralization of the airy principle. Hence it must be regarded as the most grossly material element. By the interaction of the fire and the water element, we have, as already mentioned, a connection with the body, because we'll have the magnetic and the electrical fluid, the two basic fluids originating according to the same laws in the human body and having their mutual effect. Both these elements, with their fluids, are the cause of all that happens materially on our Earth. They influence all the chemical processes inside and outside of the Earth, in the kingdom of the minerals, the plants, and the animals. Hence you'll see that the electrical fluid is to be found in the center of the Earth, whereas the magnetic one is on the surface of the Earth. This magnetic fluid of the Earth's surface, apart from the property of the principle of water or the cohesion, attracts and holds all material and compound things. According to the specific properties of a body which depend on the composition of the elements, each object with respect to the electrical fluid owns certain emanations, the so-called electronic vibrations, which are attracted by the general magnetic fluid of the entire material world. This attraction is called the weight. Consequently, weight is an appearance of the attractive power of the Earth. The well-known attractive power of iron and nickel is an example. It's an imitation of that which is happening in a big measure on our whole Earth. What we understand on our Earth as magnetism and electricity is nothing else but an appearance of the four-pole magnet. For as you already know, by an arbitrary pole changing, electricity can be obtained from magnetism, and in a mechanical way we can get magnetism through electricity. The transmutation of one power into another, properly speaking, is already an alchemical or magic process, which, however, in the course of time has been so much generalized that it's no longer regarded as alchemy or magic, but simply ascribed to physics. For this reason, it's obvious that the four-pole magnet can be used here. According to the law concerning the problem of magnetism and electricity, not only in the body, as mentioned before, but also in our material world, each Hermetic student knows that that which is above is also that which is below. Each adept knows how to employ the powers of the element, or the great secret of the tetragrammaton on all planes, is also capable to achieve great things in our material world, things which the outsider would regard as miracles. The adept, however, sees no miracles in them, for backed by the knowledge of the laws, he will be able to explain even the most remarkable curiosity. Everything on our Earth, all thriving, ripening, life and death, depend on the statements made here. Hence the adept fully conceives that physical death does not mean disintegration, passing into nothingness, but what we consider as Annihilation or death is nothing else but the transition from one stage into another. The material world has emerged from the principle of Akasha. The world is also controlled and kept in balance by this principle. Therefore, it's understandable that it is the transmission of the electric or magnetic fluid on which are based all the inventions connected with the communication at a distance through the ether, such as radio, telegraphy, telephony, television, and all these modern inventions can be achieved in the future with the aid of the electric or magnetic fluid in the ether. But the fundamental principle and laws were and will always be the same.